Hi guys, we're up on Franklin right now at the Celebrity Center.
Are you a Scientologist?
Hey mister, are you a Scientologist? How's it going, mister?
Good, good. And you?
Good.
Yes, sir. We're waiting for their, because their Sea Org staff lives across the street, right?
Right.
So they have to come out.
Sometime.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, they seem
like,
like
oh,
they've
you
been
mean
hiding.
sometime? Yeah.
They seem like
Yeah,
they've been
look,
hiding.
the green tarp is all new.
Yeah,
All
and
of this green tarp is new.
and then I heard you say something about they took down the sign that was out here for acting classes.
Exactly. Yeah, it was on the other side.
Yep.
They took down the whole sign.
Yep.
I have a picture of it.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Back in the day. So, yeah, they're kind of upset because yesterday was one of their acting classes.
Well, that's how they first got me in,
Really?
to come in and take the personality test,
Yeah.
because they had it all in the magazines. They had it in Drama Log.
Yeah.
They had it in Variety. Come to your, let us for your
and
career.
It doesn't say Scientology, right?
No, they were just like, it was all about they wanted the actors, and everybody. Back in the 80s, there was a study that they said that there's 10,000 kids that come here a month that come to be actors, and then there's 10,000 kids that leave a month that don't become actors.
Yeah.
And so there's this influx of people, and so they're just trying to grab as many of those people as possible.
The Celebrity Center. I heard the celebrities don't even come here.
Yeah.
But, I'm gonna do a walk around. I'm gonna see
Yeah.
if they have anything in the back of the building.
Yeah. I'm gonna go see if I can find Serge. He's just kind of.
Oh, he's here too?
Yeah, he's here somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll let him know that you're here.
Okay. So that was Mr. Chris Hellcat, and this new green tarp. Look at this. This is all brand new. So you see, and look at they're using clips. This guy's gonna get in trouble for not putting it on right, and then so it just shows you. I mean, it's crazy. You look at this. They're just winding it in as anywhere they could, just to hide everything. And of course, there's one of our favorite little things right there. There's our camera. Hi, Osa. How's it going today? That's pretty impressive that they did that, because that means that we're really crawling underneath their skins. And that's what we want. We want attention to them. We want them to feel under pressure, because this is all part of it. It's all part about getting the kids out. So I ran across the street, I tell you. So here it is here once again, 5930 Franklin Avenue. It used to be a hotel back in the day. And then, of course, they bought it. It's another beautiful, beautiful building. I'm going to do some more information on I think it was a chateau, something before. I'll find out more about it. There, once again, hello. They're checking us out. And look at it right here. The way to happiness. Whose happiness? My question. Whose happiness? And look at, now they have the gates shut. Usually the gates are open, and usually there's a guard here, and they're checking everybody out, and they have a special entrance.
What's going on, man?
Not much. How you doing, buddy?
How you doing?
Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. So the green tarp's new. Look at, they just put the green tarp everywhere. Everywhere. It just shows you this. They're hiding. They are just hiding. It's such a beautiful property. It'd be so nice to get the fuck out of it and turn it back into just a beautiful, beautiful hotel. And bring it back to what it used to be. Oh my God, here, like I said, once again, oh, here, an invited guest. Do you think I could be an invited guest? I was at one point. They desperately wanted me in there. You know, they used to have a sign somewhere, free acting classes, free acting classes. And I remember, God, it's just a flashback. I mean, really a flashback from long, long time ago. You know, it just shows you how these people are just getting away with so much shit. So much shit. I wonder if that door is open. Huh. So, you see, in here, you would think by now they would have bought this building, but they probably haven't been able to get their hands on this building. But I would think that they would have tried. And I'm just going to try something here. I don't know. Yeah, it's locked. Well, you know what? It's like I wonder. Back in the days, I used to have some friends that used to live in this building. How nice it would be to be able to get in there right now, huh? Yeah, so this is where I came and I took a personality test. God, in the 80s. You know, it is funny. You hear the sirens, and we're like, okay, are they after us? Are they coming to us? What are they doing? What their thought? And then you got all these people out here just parked, and there's little Miss Jessica in her car. You know, yeah.
And as part of the
So,
standard, well,
you know, I feel like I need to get a pair of roller skates. That would bring me way back then too. I mean, oh my God, I used to be Mr. Roller Skates. I used to be able to jump like, I think something like 6, 7 trash cans laying down on their sides. I used to just go hauling ass and just jumping up in the air and clearing them in Venice Beach. Out of all places, yeah, I used to be one of those Venice Beach little skater dudes. And how nice would it be to have that right now? I might look into that. You may see my ass on some roller skates here soon. I mean, they do have the birds around here. I could jump on the bird. But you see, look at right there. See how red that light is right now? They are hot on us right now. They are just hot on us. And that could be face recognition. Look at these guys. See the red light right there? Yeah, it just went off. You see that it just went off? Sneaky. I mean, they just don't know what the fuck to do. And then this place right here, see this place back here? That's their little pavilion there. I don't know if you can see it. Here, let me see. Oops, see this right there? That right there is their pavilion. And it's so crazy because like 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, I did a Hallmark special called All I Want for Christmas. And it was about mother and her son, and the father had passed away, and the son just wanted his mom to find someone. So I was one of the candidates. Can you believe that one? I had a tango with her. And so I was tangoing with her inside that building as we were filming. And it was really, really just, you know, once again, so strange because all the Scientologists, they were standing all around us and they were like vultures. They're like, oh, what actor can we get our claws in today? And they just, I mean, that's pretty funny to think about. It's pretty cool. I mean, for me, it's like a little flashback here. Wow, memory lane. Woohoo. But I mean, look how beautiful. And I'm serious, these buildings are just absolutely beautiful. You know, and what are the celebrities thinking? Where's the reality of the celebrities? What are they thinking? You know, they get all the perks in the world. They get to stay here. They check in and look at, once again, not a security guard in sight. And I was talking earlier with Serge, and he was saying that, I guess one of the security guards started getting friendly and just started talking. You know, I was mentioning that yesterday. And now he's gone. And then the little guy, Sebastian, that everybody was crazy for during Christmas time, he started getting friendly with some of the kids and talking. And then they pulled him, and God only knows where Sebastian is today. You know, they've got him stuck somewhere. You know, maybe just cleaning some toilets. Hi. Oh, okay. But you see, it's like they're just running around on the little birds, just going around. I mean, look how beautiful the building is. It's just a sad, sad situation that they're using it for what they're using it for. You know? Because I kind of feel like, you know, if they would have just like stuck to just like realistic religion, let's put it that way, realistic religion, it could probably have been just like this incredible place and just really help people. But the technology and the thoughts and the way they have people think and the way they have people, you know, trained from day one, from birth. You know, look at that. It makes me sad to even be here almost. You know, it's jumping over a guardrail here. Hi guys, I see Sandra there. Busy Rizzy. Yeah, the architectural design of the buildings back then in the 20s. I think this was built in 1929. I think I'll fact check that later, but it's something crazy like that. I mean, look at the detail here. I mean, the man hours that was put into this. So that is a Scientology building. That's interesting. So that is a Scientology building right there. Because you can see that camera on the very, very top right there. And they've got cameras right there. So they bought that building. And they probably have tons of people living in there. The delivery gate. I mean, look at how beautiful it is. You know, why did they have to go and be so crooked? That's my question. Why? And just like you guys, just like many of you that are following us that are just listening in for the first time, we I had no idea they were doing this to kids. None whatsoever until I met Serge. And then I started meeting one after another, another kid that had gotten out, and hearing their stories and the life that they were living and the detachment from their families. I mean, most of the kids that I know now that were in there, that got out, they haven't seen their family forever. Serge hasn't seen his family forever. You know, and I mean, there's crazy ass rumors of what went on in that family too, which is kind of really sad too. And I have to fact check before I can actually say anything like that. But yeah, you start to see this, and it's just like, sad. I mean, look at how majestic that building is. And there's definitely a lot of people in there just hanging out. You see a lot of cars. And this is where they come and the celebrities stay when they're in Hollywood and that are attached to Scientology. Maybe Mr. David Miscavige is in there somewhere. I mean, that's the weird one. You know, here they've been chasing him to serve him for the lawsuit. And he keeps running away and keep running away. And, oh, we don't know where he is. We don't know where he is. So here, once again, look at it again. So here we are again. Now, are they paying the owners of these buildings to put up cameras? Or do they own these buildings like they do over at L. Ron Hubbard Way? You know, do they own those buildings here as well? I wonder. How long have Miss B and Seth D, how long Serge and I have been together? We've been together for 5 years now. Yeah, we met on a dating app, went on our first date. I went over to his house, and when I walked in, it was so beautiful. He had art and his photography all over the place. And I mean, that was my first, like, wow, this guy's pretty cool. Besides being very cute. And we just started talking about art. I'm an artist, he's an artist. And it just seemed like since the first time we met, we were together since. And then we ended up getting married probably a year later. We got married. I remember being at Lana Del Rey's concert at the Hollywood Bowl, and that's one of his favorite artists, mine as well, and just sitting there listening to her sing. And this is kind of like, this is a little personal, but I'm going to give it to you guys as it is that, when our health, something goes wrong and we're like, oh my God, what's going on? We have thoughts, and our thoughts in our mind takes us to crazy places. And, I had to go in for certain tests, and, I was like, what if I have cancer? I mean, I was like, I was scared. And I remember being at the concert with him, hugging him and just listening to a song and just tears running down my face, because the last thing I wanted to do was to have something crazy wrong with me and leave him. And I was just like, this can't happen. And, everything came out clear and everything was fine. But, those moments makes you realize, when you have someone in your life and you care for them as much as we care for each other, you just want to hold them closer and closer all the time. And so you guys out there, if you have someone in your life and you love them and they mean the world to them. You mean the world. They mean the world to you, and you just, gosh, I just got so choked up. Let them know. Let each other know. Because a lot of times in life, I find, in a relationship, one might get triggered for this or triggered for that, and feel like the other's doing this or the other's doing that. In reality, it's just all about communication. If you have communication and you really have open communication with each other, you guys can realize like half the time the shit that the other person's doing has nothing to do with you. It has something that has something to do with them. They've been triggered by something. I've learned that with Serge. It's like, when I first met him, so many little things would just trigger him. I mean, like for him to be able to be by this building today is huge. When I first met him, he wouldn't even come near these buildings because it would just put him in this, this heavy depression. And it's just, because it just brought all those memories of his childhood. And like today, the power he has and the voice he has is like so incredible. He's such an incredible activist for the kids. And that's why I'm here just supporting him, supporting the kids, and sharing with you guys, the truth. I believe in integrity, just having integrity in life. And it's so cute because like, you know, growing up, I was that kid that could not sit still in school, and my teachers would, write notes home to my mom and say, Michael just won't sit still. He won't sit still. And then one day my mom got a note back it was on my report card, and I still have the report card. It's so sweet. But one of my teachers said, Michael bugs all the kids in the class and won't sit still, but we found something. Give him an art project, and he's brilliant. And she opened up the world of art to me, and it changed my whole life. And so just the other day I was with Serge and I was trying to do something, and my little ADD mind kicked in, and I was like, okay, this is not working. I just fell into that ADD world, and ADHD, and it was just like I was just overwhelmed. And all of a sudden Serge just came up to me and goes, "What's going on, honey? What is it? How can I help you?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know how to do this, and I don't know how." I'm like, "I need help with this." And it was all about setting up my YouTube channel. I mean, it's like such a simple thing: set up a YouTube channel and make sure that it's set up this way or that way. And so he's like, "Well, here, let me take some time with you and let me help you." And he sat there and he helped me, and I got, within 30 minutes, I'm not going to say within seconds, within 30 minutes I was calm, and he was there, and we were working on my channel, and we got it set up and got the, live stream on StreamYard. And it was just like, and that's where the passion and the love is between us, is that he was able to spot right away what was going on with me. He saw that I was like, I'm having a little mini meltdown because I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I was throwing a tantrum myself or what, but he just loves me so much. He could tell, and he's like, "What's going on, babe?" And so I was just trying to get the building behind us here. Um, but yeah, I saw someone mention, sorry, about. Let me see. I wonder if I could scroll down and get back to that message. Let's see here. Sandra G, you know what? It's like, I can understand that. And it's like, just that you're with him, and just the love and compassion to be able to get through that and be together today and share love together. I mean, that's what makes life so magical. I mean, when, I've had relationships in my life, and I have this saying, forever is as long as forever is for, because people come and they go in and out of your life, especially In my society, boys just come and go, boys come and go, boys come and go. But just like all of a sudden be stopped in your footsteps like this. And oh, thank you, Sandra D. You're so sweet. To be stopping your footsteps and find somebody that you do want to spend the rest of your life with, and you do want to make sure that they're okay, and you want to support them in everything that they do, and that's what we do. And so everybody, just the person that's near you, reach out, say you love them, and just enjoy life. If you guys have never sat down and wrote a wish list, what you guys want to do next this year, maybe find a place you want to go traveling to that you've never been together or anything like that, make a list and set a goal and make it happen. And sometimes it could just be the simplest little things. Like, we live here in Los Angeles, and we can actually go up to the mountains, or we could go to the beach. We spend a lot of time at the beach because it's so peaceful at the beach. We just, we find our happiness, we find our alignment there, and it's just so, so, so beautiful. And it's so cute. Lori, I love you. I love the fact that you've got us both on 2 different channels. That's great. I love that. That's so sweet. Thank you. And you see him over there? It's so cute. So there's Chris with Hellcat, and there's Mr. Surge over there. And you see, look at he just goes. He goes and goes and goes. I mean, the knowledge he has, the experience he's had through Scientology, he knows it. I mean, and that's where I'm learning it. That's where I've learned it. And, from, like, once again, from him and the kids, it's just, let's see. Busy Rizzy, communication with compassion makes our bond so strong. Yeah, it's really amazing. There's a couple of TV shows. I have to say this. It's like, my mind gets so busy. I'm like this super creative designer, and I design like just really fun, wonderful stuff. Like I was saying last night in one of my lives, and I bring magic to people's lives. And so at nighttime, I'll sit on the computer and I'll be designing when it's really, really quiet. And that way I'm not being distracted by phone calls or, packages being delivered or business. I'm just able to like have my space. So I'll find myself up to like 3:00 in the morning doing work, designing on my computer. And what's so special about it is that I'll watch these like crazy ass stupid shows. I mean, they're not stupid though. I mean, there's this one show. If there's anyone from the UK, you definitely know this show. It's called Naked Attraction, and it's just like, you're like, at first when you see the show, you're like, what? I can't believe they're actually even showing this and how they're doing this. And it's like, but when you really watch this show and you see the compassion people have for each other, and the lack of judgment that, so many people have with each other, when you see these shows, it's like, I watched it from season to season, and it was so beautiful because I was watching because I call it, it's like a human experiment, is that you get to see how these people are just so attracted to so many different types of people, and then they end up being attracted to people that they don't even think they would ever be attracted to. And it breaks down to communication. It's the other one. What's the other? It's another crazy show I watch. Is called Marriage at First Sight. And so that's where these people put in applications and they do a whole profile. And then there's like these therapists, marriage counselors, and all these people that actually start to match these people, and when they match them, then they select like 4 or 5 couples to get married. And that's a brilliant show, I swear to God, because when you see these couples that have never known each other before the first time that they've seen themselves at the altar, and then they have to go on their honeymoon, then they end up moving in together for 30 days, and then at the end of the 30 days they have to say whether they're going to either stay together or not stay together. And the ones that stay together are the ones that kick in the communication from day one. And when I say that, it's not easy communication from day one. It's hard communication. You see it. But you see that communication is so important in everybody's life. Even with our friends, communication is so important, because we, as humans, we have this ability to think for others when we have no right to think for others and think what they're going through or what they're actually thinking. We think we know what they're thinking, but we don't. But these shows are just like, for me, they're just really kind of kooky, crazy life experience shows, and I just love it. And I can't believe I'm talking about these crazy little shows, but I just thought I'd share that about communication, because that's what Serge and I have. We have some of the best communication, and I can see that if he gets triggered or something happens with him, we could sit down, we could go for a walk, we could go, to the beach, and just find a place just to be together and just say, hey babe, what's going on? How are you feeling? What triggered you? Let's figure out where that trigger came from. And for him, of course, we know a lot of it comes from right here, Scientology. I mean, I see it all the time with all the kids that I know from Scientology that have gotten out. And I say kids just because I'm older and they're younger. And I just think of them when I hear their stories, and they were kids growing up in Scientology, and I hear their stories. I just continue just to think, like, God, they were these little kids that just had no rights. And they didn't even know that they could have rights. They didn't have the right to have rights, to play with other kids. I mean, what did they do all day? They didn't get to play with each other. They didn't get to go to, half of them didn't get to go to school and go to the playground and play football or volleyball or whatever, or play on the rings or take dance classes and all that. No, they were scrubbing toilets. Half of them were working most of the time for nothing. Modern day slavery, that's all I could think of. It's just like, how is this place getting away with that? And it's happening right now. As we are here right now, I'm free, I'm outside, looking at a beautiful building, unfortunately owned by a horrible corporation. You guys, a lot of you probably are home. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you're snuggled up with your loved one in bed and you're watching us together. It's just, we're blessed. We're blessed to be out. Oh, good morning, Lena from Norway. Hi. How's the weather in Norway today? And with Transcendity, you're saying one day I'll stand beside you all. You know what? You're standing right now beside us. So it's not one day, it's today. You're here with us. Just by being here with me right now, you are with us. Everyone that's on the chat right now, you're with us. And that's the beautiful part about it, is that the love, that, you guys are giving us, and the love and support, it's like, it's, sorry guys. It's, I have to wipe my eye because if they're watery, I can't read. I don't have my glasses on me, but there was some guy that left a message the other day when I did the live with Aaron. A comment is like, "Oh, these kids are just out there because they want to be YouTube fans and they want, they want to make all this money and da da da." They're working. If you're asking me, they're working. These kids are working their asses off. And, the money that they're making, they're buying equipment so that they can film, they can have safety. We're actually, we've got security cameras all over our house that are live all the time. Like I could pop in right now and see what's going on at my house. It's like, all that stuff is expensive. I mean, I have a different business. So it's like, for me, it's like, okay. But for them, it's like, they're kids. So, and this guy was like, "Oh, they're just, oh, we want to make money off of the YouTube." It's like, I was like, I just want to say, dude, what are you doing right now? But, who knows what he's going through? Who knows what he's going through? It's like, once again, compassion. You guys are killing me here. You guys are killing me. Yeah. And it's so cute because, like, all of this we've been talking about. This is like the new reality TV for you guys. It's like, you could be, I'm telling you to go watch shows, but I mean, if you're like me, it's like my morning routine would be wake up, grab a cup of coffee, turn on the news, see what the weather's going to be like, what's going on in LA. And now I wake up and I just look at the kids' channels and I see who's doing what, who's where, and or I'll go back and see what they did last night and what they've uncovered last night. This was something that was really interesting today. Okay, let's talk about this. This really irked me today to hear this one. And irked meaning like it hit deep at home because you guys, if you've been following me, it's like my dad, LAPD officer, was patrolling these streets back in the 70s and 80s. And I saw the shit that was going on. I saw the corruption even there with my dad. I don't even know what he was involved with. I was too young to even think about it then, but I definitely heard his voice and the way he spoke about people and how he would slam different ethnic groups. And I mean, it was like, here I was like this little kid discovering my life, discovering who I was, knowing that I was attracted to guys and girls too. I mean, I've dated, I've had girlfriends, I've had boyfriends, but he'd come home and he's like, "Oh yeah, we were down on Santa Monica Boulevard and all of those, rah, 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 rah," and using these awful words describing the guys that like guys. And it was just like, it would just hurt me, it would kill me, and I would just kind of like want to roll up in a ball and hide. And it's just like, it just hurt me. But what I heard today on one of Aaron's lives, because people are like, you need to like ask to start an investigation on that one officer, and he has Streets on there, and Streets pretty well versed in all the different tactics that they do. And Aaron's like, "Oh my God, they've already started an investigation." And when I was talking to someone, they said, "You don't want to start an investigation yet because you need to get all the information together so that you can file your case and do it properly." And just there's steps of doing it. But what the police do, it's kind of like a fucking loophole, is Hellcat. Streets was saying, once a case is open, they have 1 year, 365 days to complete the investigation on that officer. And what they do is they end up filing the case and opening it up themselves immediately, because by them doing this, they cannot answer any questions to the public that go in to inquire, to gather information so that they can actually open a proper case. And then they wait for day 364 to complete the case. So there's only one day, and by day 365, the case is closed and you can't appeal it because you had a whole year to appeal it, but you can't appeal it because they don't file their findings until day 364. I mean, that is the madness that is going on inside of LAPD. The shenanigans, you know? I mean, you hear these stories and you're just going, oh God, this is so crazy. Alice in Wonderland, it's hard to find. Very happy for you too. Alice, I have this thing and I like to share this. I believe in universal attraction. Like, we're all here for a reason. We all have a life to live and we all have a meaning and, talents. And, a lot of these kids never had a chance. And if you guys were in Scientology yourself, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You didn't have a chance to really find your talents or what you wanted to do because you didn't have a chance to do what you wanted to do. But now that you're out, if you're out, and if you're not out, we're here to help you blow. So, don't be afraid to reach out through one of our channels, and, we'll be happy to, to share the information to get you the hell out of these organizations or locations and have you start a true happy life. But anyway, so you make a list. I always tell this, you make a list of like what's not working in your life. And you say, let's say, well, I really would like to have a partner, and I keep attracting the same person. It looks like this, and this, and this. Then you make another list so you make another list, what you want, how you want to attract someone that looks like this, that is loving, caring, accepts me for me being me, and we have things in common, and you have this list here. As humans, I'm calling this like our little humans. As humans, we have a tendency to always look at like what's not working. And when we focus on that, that's what we're attracting in life. Most of the time we're attracting this stuff that's not working because we're like, it's not working. Why is it not working? Why don't I have enough money? Why is my car breaking down? Why don't I have a relationship? And you're just focused here. So what you want to do is you want to quit focusing on this, and you want to focus on what you want instead, because when you focus on what you want instead, the universe opens itself up and you're going to be attracting that instead. So that's just kind of like one of the things that I do in my life that works for me, and I do it all the time, is just really work on, if I find something that I'm not necessarily happy with in my life and it's not working for me the way I want it to work, or I feel that it could work better, I will make a list and I will stay focused. And I'm telling you, I'll be damned how quickly the universe will answer what I want instead. And it goes, I mean, this is a crazy story. Okay. It's funny that I'm here sharing this stuff with you guys. I love it. And it's just, look at this, you guys. I'm just scrolling through. Okay. So I think once again, following me, you're hearing, I'm just being integrity. I'm just being open with you guys. I have nothing to hide. Put me on the e-meter right now. My needle's gonna float. Okay, that's alignment. Okay, let's call that. But let's do this. So I had a hip replacement 6 months ago now, and God, I am still choked up, guys. Thank you very much. I love you guys. Thank you for allowing me this experience together with you. It's like you guys are becoming my little family. I love it. We're, becoming friends and just getting to know each other. And anyway, so So I love the building so much. I want to get to a place where we can see the building in the background while I tell you the story. So I had a hip replacement, and my mind thinks, and it doesn't stop, like I said. I'm like, well, what can I do? We're going to go walk by Serge and Hellcat right now, and he is just letting it rip right now as he does, because he just knows so deeply. Bill Gates is here living it up with Jeffrey, then you know? And so, hey, can you call Chris over real quick? Hey, Chris. Yeah. Here, hold on, guys. Chris. And that's great. If Nancy Cartwright is here, then that's great. If all of us are they want to talk to you. So anyway, so I had a hip replacement, and I'm like, what can I do once I get done to just get back into shape? Because I was down for a while with the stupid hip replacement, because the first time they did the hip replacement and it wasn't healing right, something was wrong. And they now do it with a robot, and one of their things, and I watched the YouTube channels on it, and and the robot's like, oh yeah, and if one leg's longer or shorter than the other, we'll make sure that they're adjusted, and you'll have the same length legs. Da da da. Well, anyway, so I was at my physical therapist one day, and he's like, we just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't bend over and tie my shoe. I couldn't put on my socks. And it was just like, it was really aggravating me, because I'm a very active person, and I just go. And so I sat there, and he looked at me, he goes, Michael, I think your surgery leg is a little shorter than your other leg. I'm like, oh, that's impossible. That's impossible. I mean, and look at it, I got aggressive with him a little bit, and I'm like, oh, that's impossible. That's impossible. I shut him down with his theory. And he goes, no, I had another client that had the kind of same effects and all this, and they were having the exact same thing, and they found out that her surgery leg was shorter. And I'm like, no. So then I have my nephew over for his birthday, who lives out of the state, and he works in surgery, and he actually has worked with this particular doctor. He's like one of the best doctors in town, and I love him to death, and I would refer anybody to him because he is one of the best. And so I tell him the story. He's like, Uncle Mike, he's like, why don't you lay down on the carpet here and let me just do something. And he laid me down. He took both my legs and he shook them, laid them down. He goes, adjust your back a little bit, and told me what to do, and I did. And he then picked up my legs and shook them again and laid them down. And then the next thing you know, he's like, Uncle Mike, your surgery leg is shorter than the other one. And I'm like, you're kidding me. I said, that's what my therapist said. And he's like, yeah. He goes, your left leg is shorter than your right. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. So then I called my physical therapist. I'm like, what do I do? And he goes, well, ask your doctor to do a special MRI, and they'll actually measure both legs. And they found out that my left leg that I had the hip replacement was actually a 1/2 inch shorter than my right leg. And that's what was causing all the issues. And so I went back in for a second operation for them to lengthen it. And it wasn't a big deal. It was real simple. They just changed out the ball joint. So anyway, so going back to where this all started about the alignment and the universe, is like I was telling myself, see, I get distracted so easily sometimes. I'm like looking for the picture behind me with the building, and I'm just blabbing away here. Sorry, hold on. So anyways, we got the little corner there. So anyway, so there I go back into surgery. So then I'm in bed even longer. You know, even though you can get up and you can walk right away, but the pain and all that, there's recovery. There's recovery time with any kind of surgery. I don't care what doctor will tell you anything about if there's recovery or not recovery, but there is recovery. So there we go. There's the building. Okay, there we go. And so I'm like, I want to get one of those electric bikes. Serge loves to work out at the beach. I could put the bike on the back of the car. I don't have to pedal very hard. And I can just go ahead and I I can just start slowly working out my leg. And so I started looking at all the different electric bikes that were on the market. And being as detailed as I am, I was like, I made a spreadsheet and I was like, okay, here's the company name. These are the features. This is the motor. The motor's really important. And the gears and, this, that, and all that. So I do this, and I went down to 2 bikes. And then I pulled up more information on both of the bikes and just really got down to both of the bikes. And I started seeing which one I kind of liked the best out of the 2. And finally, I called up the company, and I ended up getting the owner on the phone of the company, and we started talking, and I started asking him all these crazy questions about, does it do this? How does this work? Da 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 da. And the owner looks at me. He says to me on the phone, he goes, God, he goes, you know what? I've never had somebody ever ask me all the right questions. He goes, no one's ever looked at my bike so intensely as you have. He goes, I want to do something for you. And I'm like, what's that? He goes, I want to send you a free bike. And he sent me a bike. And the universe, I mean, it's like a few $1,000 bike. And it's like, I'm just telling you, it's like crazy shit like that happens to me all the time. And it's because I make it on my list, and I put it on my list what I want in my life and all that. And sure enough, things come to me, and it's just like I end up get to do these amazing, crazy, wonderful things. And you'll find more and more about, I'm going to be sharing more about my life on these chats because you guys keep asking me, and just, you love to hear these stories. And, it's like, in fact, this place here used to have a sign that used to say free acting classes. And I was talking about this last night. This is the place, the Celebrity Center. So they used to have a sign in front of their building over on the other corner. It said free acting classes. And they used to advertise in all the magazines back when I was just getting into the industry. And so I went in, they got me to go in and take the test, but I ran. As soon as I took the test, I was like, okay, this is fucked up. Something's wrong here. I don't feel right here. So I left. And they kind of chased me, and I'm like, no, it's not for me. And they wouldn't leave me alone for a long time. But, I don't know. I just been able to do some really crazy things inside of the industry. I just love working. And, last night I was telling you about the time I got to work with Andy Warhol on Love Boat, and, and work with MacGyver doing hand modeling for him while he was filming one thing. We were tying bombs somewhere else with my hands. And, so I've had a really wonderful, beautiful, magical life. And then that brings me back to the kids. It's like, they've never had a chance to have these kind of lives. They've been locked up in a building. And probably not this building. The search took me by the apartment building that he was locked up in. And I say locked up because when you see these buildings, it was just like, it was horrible. It was just like, it was old, dungy. It looked like an old Motel 6 that had been converted. And he was telling me that, they have bunk beds, and we talk about that all the time, and just the living conditions and all that. So it's just, these kids never got to live their dream. From day one, they never got to follow their dreams or their passions or discover their passions. I mean, that's one thing I give a shout out to Laura FM. If you guys don't know her, follow her channel. She has this most incredible voice. In fact, I think next Thursday, I don't know what day, it's coming up soon, but they're playing, and Serge sings with her up on stage. And to see Serge on stage, oh my God, it is so fucking cute. It is so adorable to see him up on stage singing. And they just get going, and it's just like, it is so beautiful to see them express themselves. And it's like, the best part is it takes them so far away from Scientology and puts them in such a different space in their minds and their souls and their body, that they get to have this enjoyment an experience that they never had as kids. You know? So, anyway, so this is our live TV now, guys. This is something so, you know, it's funny. I've had different like companies. You know, I've been on the Housewives with Lisa Vanderpump, and you know, Bravo's called me a few times, and you know, was asking me maybe to do a show, but when I started hearing what they wanted to pay me in the very beginning, I'm like, no, I like my life too much to give it up. I really didn't want to be a public figure like that or be on camera like that as much as a lot of people do. And here I am, I'm on camera. Look at how much I'm on camera. But you know what? This is love and compassion. This is truly love. This is like so fantastic to be here with everyone. It's just, I don't know. You guys are bringing me so much joy being here and just supporting us because it's making a difference. It definitely is. I mean, because you see, like I was showing you earlier, they've got green tarps all around the fence. You used to be able to look in and see the beautiful gardens. I mean, they keep their property so beautiful. And now you can't even see inside any longer. So I think I'm going to take a break here, guys. I'm not like these kids that'll stay here for hours and hours and hours. I'll be back. I'm going to take a break, catch my breath, catch my emotions. You guys, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, it's funny when a car pulls up, here's a car. And so it's probably like a Scientologist coming out.
Are you a Scientologist?
Oh, you're not good. Yay, non-Scientologist. Hey, that's great. I mean, how beautiful, right? Okay, let's see what there's a see. Yeah, it's true. Melissa B, Miss B. I've been watching Scientology destroy lives for decades. This is such a beautiful experience to see. Thank you so much. It is. It really is a beautiful experience, and it's a beautiful experience because you see we're making baby steps and just really making a difference. And we're gonna take this fucking church down. You know, our goal is to get those kids out. And when I get my heart set into something like this, and it hits me the way this has hit me, this is unacceptable. I mean, I'm gonna start. You guys are gonna love this, okay? I mentioned last night I was on this show called Clubhouse, and I was talking about pets, and I started getting people from around the world and talk about their profession, what they did, like from food to working for Purina and that mess, and how they make dog food, and and then vets and all that. So I brought on specialists. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start setting up interviews, because what happened yesterday with Aaron, and just to see him break down and just cry and just like feel the love that you guys are giving us or giving him. I mean, you heard him. He's like, I've never felt this much love, and it was so priceless. It was so beautiful. And I just said, you know what, Michael, that's it. That's your mission here. You need to start really like taking moments and just sharing time with these kids online, so you guys can hear their stories and hear what they're going, the cult that they got caught up in without even, knowing they were in a cult. And just when you hear their stories, I've heard them, so I think it's time for you guys to hear them if you haven't heard them. So I'm going to start interviewing these kids. So I would, I can't wait to share that with you guys. Okay, I'm going to jump off right now. I've got to find a place to use the restroom, and I will talk to you guys soon. Much love. Thank you again, everybody, for hanging out with me for this last hour. Peace and love, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.